Hey everybody, it's Josh.
Matt.
And it's Aaron, and welcome back to another day of 12 Days of Gaming. Gaming with ourselves.
You mean Mario with ourselves?
It's true. It's the 12 Days of Mario.
Well, I brought a bunch of spaghetti, so I'm ready.
Well, good, because we're going to try out Mario 2, which is a game I'm not as familiar with as all the other ones.
It's just because you know it as Doki Doki Panic.
No, it was one of the few Mario games that I actually thought it was a little harder, I guess, than the first one for me.
Alright.
So Super Mario Brothers 2.
And I'm playing, so it means Luigi.
So does everybody... So I'm pretty sure Josh knows. Everybody knows their differences, correct? Like, Mario's well-rounded, Luigi jumps high, Toad can dig the fastest, and Peach can float.
For me, it wasn't the fact that Luigi could jump the highest. The way I always distinguished him as a kid was, okay, Toad can dig fast, Princess can float, Mario's pretty much balanced, and Luigi's got the Jimmy legs.
When I was a kid, the surprisingly, like nobody in my family wanted to play as Mario or Toad because they didn't feel unique enough to them. Not till later on did I find out that, you know, Toad actually digs the fastest.
I always thought it was cool too that you know, back in the day it was like, you know, you would think that this was our Mario, and then years later you find out like, what? Japan had a different Mario? Like, you don't have that today because you have the fucking internet, so it's like, oh well, whatever. What we know about, but back then that was cool to find out like, whoa, Japan got a totally different game than us.
How much blasphemy did you think when you first played this game?
When I first played this game, I just accepted it. I was like, oh, it's Mario. It's just a different kind of Mario. You know?
What about you, Josh? Were you like, where's the Koopa Troopas? Where's the Goombas?
Nope.
No?
I was like, hey, this is Mario 2. Okay.
I kind of did it first. I was just like, the part of me was like, okay, where's anything familiar? But the other part of me was like, well, it's different, so, you know, I'll excuse it.
Yeah, see, back then I wasn't like, oh, it's not the exact same game. It was, hey, it's the next Mario. I played it. It wasn't this, hey, I'm gonna gripe and bitch because it's not the exact same, and then gripe and bitch because it's the exact same. No, we played a fucking game. It's like, hey, we got a new game. Play it.
One thing I love is how you have to find these potions and use them to find, you know, doors and enter the door and find a mushroom.
What's the maximum amount of hearts you can get on one life? Is it 5? I've gotten up to 4 hearts.
Most I've seen is 4.
Yeah.
You might be right. Like I said, most I think I've seen is 4 or 5.
You carry a potion across the logs in the new Nintendo Land in Universal Studios, and when you get done at the end of it, you open up the door. It's like, I made it, and Miyamoto comes out and slaps you across the face with a fish.
That's if you take the key as well. He's that mask thing that chases you, which creeped me out as a kid. But you know how, you know, going back, you were talking about how Mario 3 was a play. This one feels more like it's supposed to be like a movie or something, the way they take the whole who you're playing as and how many lives you have before you start the level.
Yeah, that's true. The whole way the character select screen is.
Yeah, it's like, this is who you are, this is your scene, go. You know? The only thing to remember that it's a game is you have your hearts.
But sadly, it's all a dream.
Oh, spoiler alert.
It really? It's a spoiler alert? You know what, though? If you were actually in the desert and you saw this shit, you would know Luigi's eating shrooms. It's like, what the hell's going on? I don't know, there's a fucking Italian plumber in green overalls standing on top of a cactus throwing radishes at me.
I think you're supposed to take that out with you. Take it out, and then you're supposed to line it up, and you hit so many enemies, and you get a cherry or a star or whatever.
Ooh! Or I take a bullet to the face.
Damn, bullet to the head.
You don't like getting those cherries, do you?
Eh.
Was it? You probably have a lot more lives if you do getting the cherries and getting the star.
I don't know if you get 1-ups for killing things with the star on this one.
I thought you did.
I don't think you do, no.
No?
The star in this one is just for show. It's just, well, not for show, but for being invincible.
Even on the All-Stars version?
Like 80% sure.
I swore that you get either kill somebody and you get some 1-ups. Now, you guys are also familiar that there's warps in this one too, right?
Yeah, but I don't think I ever used them. I do know there is,
Okay.
isn't it if you throw the potion on the one pipe and take it, it makes it a rocket ship and it warps you. Alright, so several enemies got palette swaps. Both Mousers are now gray. Triclides are now green. Hey, Toadstool has blonde hair. Mario and Luigi's overalls are now jean colored as opposed to dark blue. When the characters shrink when they reach down to one remaining heart, their entire bodies shrink. Instead of just their lower bodies, so their head would be huge. Due to a controversy over the original manual, Birdo is now female. I guess having him say, oh, he was a boy who wants to be a girl was way too crazy for the 80s. And apparently, this was the game where the lucky number 7 was introduced.
They didn't have it in the NES version?
It doesn't say.
Huh. Alright, yeah. So this, Josh, in the Japanese version, so seizure-inducing in the Doki Doki Panic version that they had to alter it. Nice!
Thank you. Stalk them damn
You were just
lives.
doing that for dramatic purposes, weren't you?
Lucky 21, and he's worried about getting a game over, and then he comes back. Boom! 19 more lives. Suck it. What the fuck?
This is the Dream World. So does that make the crew of Mario, Peach, Toad, and Luigi the Dream Warriors?
Look at the fucking weird chickens don't even die to a PAL block. What? Isn't there something that you're supposed to do here with these bombs that you get somewhere if you...
Right there, down there.
Yeah, but I thought there was something else.
How the fuck do you...
Yeah, I thought you had to get to that side.
You can use it. I think you can get something out of there. Or you can use it to go forward.
Yeah, I thought there was something over there.
Okay,
Another thing this game does that has
we're going to
that,
pause a moment. I gotta take a piss all of a sudden really bad. I'll be right back. Save.
Okay, so it's the advanced version that has that. I was reading the differences. It says a new point scoring system, multiple hit combos, enlarged sprites, and digital voice acting. And there's a robotic Birdo in advanced version. Yeah, apparently it's the Game Boy Advance version, Aaron, that has it has a better point scoring system. It has combos and all that.
Kill me so I can get the thing. Thank you.
And apparently there's a robotic Birdo in the advanced version as an enemy. And there's 7 worlds. Yeah. Three levels apiece, except for the 7th. 7th has 2.
So, Matt, you were asking me where does this rank up on my...
Yeah, on your Mario list of Mario games or favorites, where do you list this one?
To be honest, I mean, are we talking about just the NES games, or are we talking about all?
However you want to rate it.
I think if we were talking about just NES games, I would probably rate it as my second favorite, Mario 3 being my first, and then Mario.
Wow.
Just because the original Mario was super hard. This was a little more forgiving.
Yeah, Yeah, you don't have the stress of a timer.
Yeah, plus there was continues. I mean, there was only 3 of them, but...
Only 3, but better than Mario. Mario didn't even give you any.
So, overall, like, if you're talking about every Mario game to date, that's tough. I don't know where I would put it.
It's like, not even, I mean, say it's like Zelda 2, but I like this a little more than Zelda 2. There's like, you know, I like Mario World, I like Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, New Super Mario Brothers. I mean, it's really hard to pick for Mario 2 out of all the...
Mario's Missing, Mario's Time Machine,
Okay, we're not counting those.
Hotel Mario.
Come on, let's be serious here.
To be honest, I actually did enjoy Mario is Missing on the Super Nintendo. I know it's educational, but...
I did it first until I realized I beat it within like 2 hours, and I rented it. And that was my whole weekend. And I'm like, now what?
Well, Matt, some of us weren't a bunch of nerds and didn't know everything.
Well, the worst part was, even the boss fights, you couldn't die. They made you, you know, jump on the Koopa Kids. You could walk through them and everything, and it was just like, why? There's no challenge.
This is the equivalent of the timing in Super Mario Bros. 3 when those pictures are going across in order to get 1-ups, and I could never...
But I know how to time that. You gotta jump at like the right time.
What? The Star, a Radish, and a Shy Guy. That's 2 1-ups where I come from.
So was it like they do a scene, and then after the scene's over, Luigi's like, I gotta hit the slots before I can do another one.
Well, that's part of Mario's nightmare. He's remembering when Luigi gambled away their mortgage.
It's all a dream. No, it's real, you idiot! Okay, you know those sparks that were up there? They were actually in Donkey Kong 3. Or Donkey Kong Jr., I'm sorry. Those are called sniffits. Sneefits. Knifits. Need your super high jump.
I didn't. It didn't.
You held down. You held down. Oh, you might need him too.
No, I know what I need.
Or the blue one. Hey, you know those things that have the little the beaks, Aaron? You know what they're called?
What's that?
Tweeters.
Oh, I know what I need to do.
Those guys right there are from Donkey Kong Jr.
That was on NES, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that one I was telling you where you have to rescue your dad from Mario. I said where Mario's the bad guy.
Oh, right. And how familiar are you with the Donkey Kong games, Matt?
I'm only familiar with the first one.
Oh, there is something to go to.
I'm not familiar with that much with Donkey Kong 2 or Donkey Kong 3. Donkey Kong Junior Math.
Sure as hell know him.
Why is that? Oh, I know about him.
Now, have you... I'm assuming you've played the Donkey Kong Country games, and you're big fan of them,
God,
obviously. Yes. Have you ever played any of the Donkey Kong Land games that were on the Game Boy?
I've played one of them. I think it was Donkey Kong Land 2, which was Donkey Kong Country 2.
I played Land 1.
And it's essentially the same game, correct?
It is, but just different levels and maps, I think.
Okay.
But it's pretty much the same concept.
Now, I always thought this was pretty cool that I wish they would have brought back in a side-scroller Mario game, where if you go to one side of the screen, you pop out the other. Until now, I mean, I didn't know that this game could be played with anybody but Princess. Yeah, I think, in all honesty, Luigi was my least favorite character in this game, just because of how... It's not that he controlled bad, it's just that when his legs started going, it fucked me up. One of the bosses in this game is the door itself.
I know, you mentioned that.
Which is really... It's really dumb, because they only did the face, they didn't do the whole body for it.
Why are you not throwing them up like you did last time?
All right, the music is actually 2 loops of an excerpt of the famous Infernal Gallop, a tune most commonly associated with the Can-Can. And in Mario Land 2, it's a unique song.
How come in Mario Land 2, instead of a fire flower being your fire power up, it's a feather that gives you like a turban?
But I always like the ice stages the best.
I think Josh is like silently strangling you right now.
Fucking hate ice levels. Stupidest thing they ever did in Mario.
That and water levels.
33 lives, though, man. That's impressive. You have more lives in this game than I have ever had. I think the most lives I ever had in this game was 13.
I agree. As I say, I don't think I've ever had that many lives either.
You go down the... Let's see here. Set the potion down, hop on the jar. It says just set the potion down and hop in the jar.
So just set it here?
I guess.
One thing I always thought was cool, and probably why Super Mario Bros. 3 is my favorite, one of my favorite games, is, the world where everything is a giant and you're real tiny.
Everybody loves what they call it, Little Big World or whatever.
Yeah, I wish that would come back in some fashion,
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, New Super Mario Bros. Did that theme.
God damn it.
They didn't get as creative with the worlds in this one, that's for sure. I mean, yeah, there's more variety than Mario 1.
Oh. Damn it, I just lost my headset.
Like, what is this, the mountain region? I remember, wasn't 5 at night? World 5?
You son of a bitch, yeah.
It was dark out.
Nothing.
We went from, you have to stomp on them, now you can pick them up. Use them as a weapon.
There was nothing in there.
Oh, okay.
Now you're just gonna come out and die. Here it comes.
Watch them go on to beat the game.
Like Home Alone.
Oh, there we go.
Josh tried his best.
I'm gonna do one thing really quick.
And there it is. Well, very cool. So yeah, that was Mario Brothers 2. Final thoughts, guys?
Want to maybe see Josh play it again sometime soon. Josh?
It's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, Mario 2 is one of the cool classic retro games that we got.
Very underrated game, I will say. And very, say, misleading on its difficulty.
Yeah, because it starts out not bad, and then it ramps it up. But you know what? That's pretty much every Mario game. They kind of all start out okay, and then they get harder. But
Right.
all right, well.
I
If you
agree.
like this video, click like. If you haven't subscribed, do so below. There'll also be a link at the end of the video. And follow us on Twitter at gaming_5150. Und Matt.
Remember, there's always room for one more.